from New Hanover County Schools Television, powered by students. This is your school news.
Welcome to Your School News. I'm Maggie Caudill.
And I'm Allison Helms. Topping our newscast, Regional Science Fair winners announced, 2018 Congressional Art Competition, and motivational speaker addresses students to Hoggard.
Our top story this week. Science fairs provide an opportunity for students, 3rd through 12th grades, who are interested in science and technology to pursue their personal areas of interest and to display their research as a presentation in a public competitive forum. Following the county fair, winning students advance to the regional competition. The regional results have just been released, and YSN reporter Mary Hull has the details.
New Hanover County Schools participated in the annual Regional Science and Engineering Fair on Saturday at UNCW. 162 Region 2 projects were entered in the competition for grades 3 through 12. Categories such as biological science, earth science, physical science, as well as technology, engineering were represented. New Hanover County Schools has 25 projects entered in the competition. Judges from local school, business, community, and government agencies interviewed the students and judged the students' entries. The following students were winners and will advance to the State Science Fair at North Carolina State. In the elementary division, Jordan DeVoyd and Scott McFarland from Parsley and Ashwin Varadaharan from Bellamy will advance to the State Science Fair. In the junior division of regionals, taking 3rd place in junior physics and mathematics was Stephen Mattis from the International School at Gregory. Taking 2nd place in the junior chemistry was Jillian Green from Rolling Grice. While in junior biological science A, Reagan Williams from Rolling Grice took 1st, as did Uma Volti in junior earth environmental. Only 1st and 2nd place winners will advance to the state competition. In the senior division from Regional Science Fair, all winners were from Isaac Bear, and all of them will advance to the state event. They were Sahara Jill and Kieran Schwartz, who took 2nd place in the senior technology, Andrew Katz and Jacob Usher taking 1st place in senior physics and mathematics, Jonathan Morales taking 1st place in senior earth environmental science, Zane Dash taking 1st place in senior chemistry, and finally Hannah Azizi and Yasmin Aziz took 1st place in senior biological science A. The regional science and engineering competition was followed by an awards ceremony at Watson School for Education. Selected projects from the Regional Science Fair will advance to the NC State Fair on March 23rd through the 24th at NC State University in Raleigh. Reporting for Your School News, this is Mary Hall.
Congressman David Rouser is now accepting submissions for the 2018 Congressional Art Competition. All high school students who are residents of the 7th Congressional District are encouraged to participate. The winning entry will be displayed in the United States Capitol building in Washington, D.C. Students are invited to enter their best artwork reflecting the theme, What I Love About North Carolina. Students wishing to participate in this year's art competition are asked to submit their artwork to Congressman Rouser's district office in Wilmington by Friday, April 27th. Each student will be allowed to submit up to 2 entries. Winners are presented with 2 round-trip tickets courtesy of Southwest Airlines to Washington, D.C. to visit the nation's capital and attend an exclusive reception inside the U.S. Capitol honoring the country's winners. Students interested in participating in the competition are encouraged to contact Mary Lou Cook in the Bolivia office at 910-253-6111.
Achieving despite circumstantial obstacles, motivational speaker Chris Wallace gave a speech to Hoggard students on the importance of being active in life and overcoming personal obstacles. With the details on the event is one of our YSN reporters.
Students at Hoggard High School were treated with a special guest to help them set their minds towards the future. Motivational speaker Chris Wallace of ChrisInspiresYou.com came to school to talk about achieving despite circumstantial obstacles. He began his talk with the students on a personal level, telling his story and discussing some of the major obstacles he was able to overcome.
When I was younger, I played youth league baseball for a man named Henry Pat Blue, 10 to 12-year-old league, and You know, Coach Blue was really inspirational in my life. My grandmother, who served every third Saturday to homeless and displaced men, women, and children, was very inspirational to me. My grandfather, who served selflessly in the U.S. Army, and my father, who was a single parent, raising me, and he abused drugs and alcohol, so much so that he almost took his own life. Those things really inspire me to want to become a better person, as well as wanting to go back into the communities that I was rooted, as well as going to community schools with students who may have similar experiences that I had, and share with them the story of overcoming that adversity and how doing certain things and serving your community in a certain way can help you to overcome those adversities.
After connecting with the students, Chris then led the conversation toward motivation. He talked to them about how self-discovery, overcoming adversity, and community engagement can lead them to great success. He had them think about their core values and how those values can be a guide for their future.
My hope is that they'll find something that he says that resonates within them and allow them to tap into some internal motivation or mantras or identify goals that can help them continue to walk through their struggles and be successful and overcome whatever hurdles life throws at them to finish here at Hoggard or wherever they end up in high school and go on to try to work towards their goals after high school.
The motivational talk was a great success. Students felt a personal connection with Chris as they faced similar obstacles as he did. Hearing how he overcame them really inspired many in the crowd.
Well, when he was talking about how people told him that he could never do anything, and how he kind of didn't have, like, he had his dad, but like he didn't have like a mom or whatever. Like that, like sunk in with me because like I'm in foster care and I don't really have parents. And when he was talking about how he was 16, he met his mom. Well, same thing happened to me. I'm 16 years old and I just met my mom. So, yeah.
Hoggard hopes that by bringing in speakers like Chris Wallace, students will be able to envision their own success. They also hope to keep students motivated about their future and in turn, make good choices which will help them achieve those goals. Reporting for Your School News, this is Vanessa Bergman.
This is Your School News on cable and online. Look for our blue logo for all the latest news online at www.nhds.net. Welcome back to Your School News. I'm Allison Helms. Students at Rachel Freeman School of Engineering got extra lessons during Black History Month thanks to a faculty member, Ernie Faison. Every day during the month, after morning announcements, Mr. Faison highlighted a famous Black inventor. The extra lessons were designed to help encourage students to try harder and make inventions of their own.
Because we are a STEM school, which stands for science, technology, engineering, and math, that deals a lot with innovative design and invention. And I thought it would be very appropriate to just delve into the Black inventors, because so many inventions that were created by Black people were either left out of history books, overlooked. All of the contributions, many of the contributions that were made by African Americans throughout the years had been overlooked, left out of history books, intentionally, just left out. And so it was Dr. Carter G. Woodson who founded Black History Month, and he decided that these notable contributions of African Americans should be made known, especially in schools.
To bring all the lessons together, Mr. Faison organized a school-wide celebration of the lessons learned. The school paid recognition to the building's namesake, Rachel Freeman. One of her daughters came and spoke to the students about Mrs. Freeman's work as a member of the Board of Education and president of YWCA Board. Support the Port Foundation, a nonprofit organization whose mission is to enhance, cultivate, and provide a renewed sense of community ownership and excellence for residents of Wilmington, presented all the students with coloring books. These books showcase Wilmington's rich African American history. As part of the event, 2 modern-day Buffalo Soldiers were special guests. Students learned that Buffalo Soldiers originally were members of the 10th Cavalry Regiment of the United States Army, formed on September 21, 1866 in Kansas. The nickname was given to the Negro Cavalry by Native American tribes who fought in the Indian Wars. The celebration included singing and cheering and even spoken word presentation. It was a terrific way for the students at Freeman to cap off their lessons in Black history.
Dr. Seuss books have stood the test of time. For generations, his books have taken rhythm and rhyme to new heights to tell outrageous and humorous stories. His legacy was celebrated at Wrightsboro Elementary School with a student and staff parade. Kids used their imagination to create ways to highlight the different characters and storylines that made Dr. Seuss books so original and captivating. Sprinkled into the parade were dozens of characters from the books the students had been reading during the school year. Sport figures, presidents, and action heroes all made an appearance in the parade, celebrating the beloved children's author, Dr. Seuss. The parade looped around the school campus, and everyone got a chance to see their fellow classmates in full costume. The whimsical author would have been 109 years old, and proud to see that his works are still relevant as ever, resonating with children and adults of all ages. Many of his books are classics, marking milestones of their readers. In fact, 1 in 4 American children receives a Seuss work as his or her first book.
North Carolina Public Schools reported fewer overall incidences of crime and violence during the 2016-2017 school year from the previous year, continuing a long-term decline in numbers of offenses, according to the NC Department of Public Instruction's 2016-17 Consolidated Data Report presented to the State Board of Education. The report also shows a decline in numbers of both short and long-term suspicions and expulsions. The numbers of students dropping out of high school grades was up slightly, resulting in a marginal increase in the state's dropout rate from 2.29% in 2015 to 2017 to 2.31% in 2016-2017. Overall, the total number of reportable crimes across all grades decreased by 1.9% in 2016 to 2017 from the previous year, with the rate per 1,000 students declining by 2.9% from 6.62% to 6.48%. In all, 9,834 offenses were reported last year, down from 10,020 in 2015-16 and from 10,630 in 2012-2013.
Check out these trending stories on the school system's websites. Students at Johnson Pre-K are welcomed to school by Scruff McGruff and SRO Deputy Thomas. Child nutrition staff practice recipes for National Sweet Potato Month at Williston Middle School. And students at Howell Pre-K School brought in 100 items for all the homeless in honor of the 100th day of school.
And always trending is your school news on Facebook and Twitter.